Hello and welcome back to my channel, Therapist Mel. Today I'd like to talk about a breathing technique called Kapalbhati, and this is from I'm probably going to mispronounce this, but Pranayama yoga. I am by far not an expert in yoga, particularly not pranayama yoga. And this is an amazing technique to use when you're really stressed out and having high levels of anxiety. I use this technique all the time, particularly because there's a lot of science behind why it works. So first I'm going to start by demonstrating what belly breathing is, because this practice kind of uses a lot of belly breathing. So with belly breathing, it's easier to kind of place your hand on your stomach as we get started. And it's a way to kind of gauge how deep your breath is and where your kind of diaphragm is. So with belly breathing, we want to breathe in, particularly through our nose, and have our stomach expand outward. And then when we breathe out, and I'll breathe out through my mouth, we want our stomach to kind of pull inward. And so that way we're pulling our diaphragm down and then we're pushing it up. So that way we get a full deep breath in and then we kind of squeeze all that air out. So let's go ahead and practice. We'll do 3 of these deep belly breaths. So breathe in and out. Kind of compress your stomach if you need to on the out breath. In and out. Breathe in and out. Kind of adjust if you need to and see how you feel just from like 3 deep breaths there. This shirt is driving me crazy. But notice if there's any changes in the way you feel just with those 3 deep breaths. With Kapalbhati, we want to practice for a certain number of breaths. We can start with 12, and then the full practice is going to be at least 3 rounds of 33 breaths. But for now, we'll start with 12. So with this, we're going to breathe in through our nose, and then we're going to and you might want to blow your nose before you start doing this practice. We're going to breathe out really sharply like that. And we're going to do that really quick in succession. Don't focus on an in-breath afterwards, but you'll notice like a passive inhale in between each out-breath. Basically what we're doing is we're offloading a bunch of carbon dioxide, which naturally tricks our brain into saying, hey, we need to slow our breathing. And so one thing I've found is when somebody's having high levels of anxiety, right, or you're even having a panic attack, trying to control your breathing and slow it down can be really difficult. So with this, we match that pace. So we breathe out really hard, really fast, and we match that kind of sort of hyperventilation. And then you'll notice at the very end, there'll be a really long, slow, deep breath, because once we got rid of a bunch of carbon dioxide, our brain tells our vagus nerve, hey, it's time to breathe kind of slowly so that way we can get in more oxygen. So we're going to take 1 deep breath, and then we'll start the practice. We'll go for 12 of these out breaths. Breathe in. Now, I understand it looks silly, and for those of you who practice along, I'm sure you started to notice, even in just that one round, that there was kind of a little shift. That at the very end, when you started to take that deep breath, it felt really good. Um, so now we're going to move up to 15 of those, and we're going to do 2 rounds. So we do the 15 out breaths, and then we'll do 2 deep breaths in, and then we'll do another 15 out. So we'll start. Breathe in. And then we'll do our second round after this. All right. So it could be a little difficult. If 12 was, or if 15 was too much for you, go back down to 12, or if you even need to go down further than that, perfectly fine. Throughout this, I just want you to kind of pay attention to your body. How does your body feel with this? What are the sensations you're having before, during, and after? That mindfulness component is so important. But more important than the mindfulness is the aspect of non-judgmentalness. When we do any of these practices, it's very important to remember that these are all skill-based and they take time. It takes time to get good at anything that we do. So if you're struggling, if you lose count, if you get lost and don't get mixed up, or it doesn't go very well, or you start to like snot all over the place, or whatever happens, if it doesn't go perfectly, or if it doesn't go as you see it, that's 100% fine. The most important part is to, one, not beat yourself up over it. It doesn't matter if it's perfect. The most important part is that you're doing it. And if you at least tried, you're a million miles ahead from the thousands and thousands of other people who maybe know about this practice but don't bother trying because they think that they're going to fail. So I hope that was helpful. And if anybody has any questions for me, leave those down below in the comments. If you have any ideas on more videos you'd like to see, leave those down in the comments. And I'm hoping at some point to get enough followers and enough action on this page so that it's worthwhile doing some lives, so that we can all practice together. Because if you guys are anything like me, I know the hardest part about using coping skills and using these skills is about remembering to actually practice them. And I need just as much help with that as I'm guessing most of you watching. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, you can subscribe if you want to, or don't. It's up to you, but thanks for watching.